My money.
I told you.
Where is my money?
Betty, bring me everyone.
I need my money. I need my money.
What do you mean everyone?
Everyone!
They like the chaos.
They like the chaos. So when you're able to
The chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
The chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
The chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Must reign.
Yes. Welcome, guys. Welcome to another session, another podcast, another live stream here on the Chaos Reign Show. I am Chaos Reign. Hello, Cynical One. How you doing? Today, we're going to look more into this debate, and hopefully we'll wrap it up, because this was a very lengthy debate between the one adult actress, Bonnie Blue, her blue blonde hair looking chick that loves to take dick and come, face off against the one and only Andrew Tate, the criminal, the mastermind, the chess expertise, the entrepreneurial. We're gonna see what goes on and who's gonna really hold up. And really, truly, this is a really good sparring, intellectual sparring, which I don't think both has any disagreements. Well, to a degree, there is some disagreement in regards, what should be a simp and what is not, and other things. But nonetheless, they have a very fruitful conversation in their views about the sexuality, feminism, and including of what men are lacking or what men should do better. But anyhow, no further ado, we are gonna go into this. So I hope you guys got your mics up high. I hope you turn your volume up, because this is gonna be an interesting one. Oh wow, I got this one weird woman here. Oh well, no one cares. All right, so let's begin. Oh, make sure you guys follow my social media links as well. They're in the description. They're in the description of this channel. So everything's posted. So before I do, let me make sure my mic is good. What just happened? All right, there we go. That should be good. All right, let me check my volume, make sure everything's good. Sound good? All right, good. All right, let's go, guys. Let's continue this conversation. And please, guys, support chat. Hit the super chat, cash chat. Come on, don't leave Chaos Reign hanging. I'm gonna put in our poll, see what is the better route in regards what should be the amount support every stream. So let's go. Fair use. Enjoy.
Do you not say, though, Andrew, that's a weak man that's going to Bonnie?
I think men take what they can get. And I think that it is the masculine imperative to take what they can get. Like, once again, I try not to be a hypocrite. I try very hard to be very fair with all of my views. So let me answer myself. If I was walking down the street and a beautiful woman come up to me and said, "Get me pregnant," no strings attached, I'd be like, all right, safe. I'll take it. Why not? I'll take what you can get, right? The men who are going to Bonnie perhaps do not have the options I have. But then, like me, if I go to Saint-Tropez, Monaco, Dubai, the most beautiful women in the world are begging for me all day, every day. When I go to Dubai, all the women that you men are Instagramming, and she's ignoring you, is chasing me because I've got the money and the status, which is what they want. But then I'm ignoring them because I can't be asked with the rape charge. So it's the circle of life. Do I blame men for taking what they can get? No. If there's a group of men around and there's a whole bunch of jizz, they should be too straight to pull that off. But one-on-one, if they can handle the time vortex, if they can get, a calculator and work it out, it is what it is. Sex used to result in children. That was the point of sex. And now we have the capability of having sex without children, which is a relatively new experiment. And it's all...
I had to correct you. Sex does not equal children. For those that are not aware, sex means, and its act alone does many things. It can be connection. It can be healing. The end result, life can be created with sex. And it can be. But overall, that's not the overall purpose or general purpose that sex or what sex offers. But you see, we don't do much studying to understand the science of sex, the body. Hell, most of us, how we understand sex today is through adult videos, adult movies, hell, adult themes on the internet. That's how we understand sex. We're not really studying and really taking the time to really look at sex and know how it really works. So I had to correct Mr. Tate on that because he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. All right, let's go.
Also happens with homosexuality, with gay people, why they keep doing more and more deprived things, because sex gets boring after a while. It's like drugs, right? You take a little bit and then you need more, and then you need more for more excitement all of the time. So where the hole ends, I don't know. Maybe a lot of this is down to porn addictions or those kind of things. I'll be here and I'll state completely honestly, and I say this before God and before the cameras, I don't watch porn. I haven't watched a porn clip in 20 years. I don't watch porn. Really I don't need to watch porn. I can barely get through my roster as it is. I ain't got time to be watching porn. I don't watch porn. I don't jerk off. I don't do any of that. I have too many females to service. I'm already behind.
For the last 20 years. So, and let me check out when his birthday, Andrew Tate. Let's look at this guy. Gotta look at his background. Let me see. How old is Andrew Tate? Let's take a look. How old this dude is. I think he's 39. Okay, so he's roughly about to turn 39 in December. Okay. So if he said last 20, he has not watched any of that since he was roughly 19 years of age. Not bad. I mean, he's a long way ahead than most people that consume it on a daily basis. Hell, even some of them go out and whack off to it, which you're not supposed to. But he's far along for a man of his age to cut it out that long and that soon in his life. Good for him. Let's go.
Like, I've got to hurry up on this podcast. Like, I got shit to do, so I don't do any of that stuff. But if you're jerking off to porn all day, every day, perhaps you're always trying to find something new to excite you. That's why you end up looking at midgets and fucking whatever. And then perhaps the depravity is the exciting part of it, like drugs or like anything else. But this is just an end result of having sex without the primary objective of having children, because that should be the result of sex, is children. We've removed that now, so the point of sex is pleasure. But we all know that pleasure gets old and you have to constantly up the game and up the ante. I don't know. Do I blame the men for taking the free pussy when they have no other pussy on the table? Absolutely not. I don't blame them. Do I blame Bonnie for making a whole bunch of money off of it? No. If I was unhappy with that exchange, would my problem be with Bonnie or the men? No. My problem would be with society as a whole. If I believed that was wrong, perhaps I would have been online years ago trying to stop society heading down this direction. But if a whole bunch of men fought against me, turned up and raided my house with guns and waved MP5s in my face, saying that I'm a bad person for trying to protect society and saying what I believe society should function as, then I'd understand that men want this. So who am I to say otherwise? This is what men and women want. I'm just a fucking guy. I'm just a dude. This is the Western world we've built. We've built a Western world where men are just tax slaves and women are the most important things on the planet who can do whatever they fucking want, and they're always permanent victims / always permanently right, and they're girl bosses and we're dumbasses and we just have to build the roads and build the buildings and die in ditches, and this is all a woman's world and it's a matriarchy. So if that's the world we live in, let women do whatever the fuck they want. Cool. And the government can raise the kids. And this is the new society we've built, the new utopia. Fantastic.
Do you think Andrew's a good role model?
It depends which way you're looking at it. But yeah, I
actually this construct is actually more labeled as a gynocracy than a matriarchy, as a mix between a man and a woman, you know, like a archetype, like a androgynous type of stuff. So we know Andrew can't say that because he said he stole that from somebody. Anyhow, make sure you guys hit the like button, share the stream. And if you want, comment in the comment section. But yeah, subscribe. All right.
everything he says.
Well, how would you look at it?
Well, yeah, I guess. I think he is. I've heard clips before where you spoke about rape, and I think, God, I couldn't disagree more. But it's because I've looked at it out of context. Then when I've actually listened to the podcast and it's put in context, I'm like, he is completely right. So there's not many things, apart from him saying people are gay, I disagree with. Like, I'm like, okay, yeah, that is true. It's factual. A lot of the time, we're not talking opinions. We're
What's
talking
factual?
facts. Near enough everything we've spoken about today, when you talk about the past, the future, how it is, it's factual. You look on the news, everything we're saying is true. We're not here just saying, oh my God, you know, I think this is vile. We're saying it's vile. Here's the stats. Here's the statistics to it. So you can disagree with it. We're not saying everything we agree with, but we're giving you the facts. You can't cry about that.
Right. How do you think people are going to take you being on this show with Bonnie Blue?
I don't know. I don't really know.
It's actually nice not being the hated, like most hated person in the room for a change.
Well, I'm sure, yeah. And I think I'd be uncomfortable and unfamiliar with not being the most hated person in the room. But I don't really give a fuck how people take it, to be honest. I think people will understand that, you know, it's entertaining. I think that this conversation's been very interesting. I don't know if people expected me to like have a go at Bonnie or try and tell her what she's doing is wrong.
I've been called like the female version of Andrew Tate for a long time now. And I think just because I say women are lazy, they are poorly educated, they're not servicing their guy. And if you're not servicing your guy, he's going to go and cheat. And everyone's like, you basically sound like Andrew Tate. But it's like, I'm talking from experience. They're talking from fuck all experience. And I'm saying, hey, these are the facts. I've slept with over 1,000 people and this is my experience.
But you know, if you want a really intellectual conversation, if you want to really actually analyze society by and large, this false bullshit of, of male sexual exclusivity is actually creating most of the problems in the world today. When we say to women that a man should be loyal to only her, that's what's creating all of the divorces, all of the breakups, all of the women who run from man to man to man to man trying to find a loyal one. None of them are ever loyal. So then they end up just chasing the bag and chasing money and end up being sex workers, which is fine. But all of this comes from this bullshit idea that men have ever been sexually exclusive. Men have never been sexually exclusive. Women were to guaranteed paternity. Men, since the dawn of time, every king, every sultan have had harems. They have had concubines. Every single man who could did. The men who can't say they wouldn't and say they don't want it because they can't. It's like a broke man saying he wouldn't drive a Ferrari. No one gives a fuck what you think because you're poor. If you're actually important and you can have a harem, you have a harem. They always have. So now we have this weird society where men are out here trying very hard to compete in the sexual marketplace, to become as important and rich and successful and well-known as possible because it's so hard to get a woman. When they finally pull that off, women are chasing him because women only want the top 1% of men. And then when a woman gets with him, she tells him, you can only be with me and no one else. And then he's like, okay, well, you've been with a whole bunch of men before me. You're not even a fucking virgin. You don't even listen to me. You don't shut up when I tell you to. So why the fuck am I going to only be with you? I'll be with 10 women just like you. You all.
Actually, to correct that, even though she got you, she can't hold you. You could tell her what the hell she wants here, but I'm going to say it personally. And we have to go back to the Mo 1 approach. If you got like that, you can get access to these chicks. Up front, straight honest. It's the way and the only way to go. Because then you're able to weed out some of these women that can't really handle that you're not going to really be exclusive. What are they going to do? They're going to mess around? Man, they mess around, you're going to kick them to the curb. And trust me, a lot of ladies will play a game, but they will have a side dude if they're not already having one already behind your back that you're not knowing. So obviously, it's better off you being upfront honest and put the ball on her court and see how she responds. Now, I would respect she don't take it and she keep pushing. That'd be the respect. But most women nowadays, they're going to play the game because they want to know that you're only exclusive to them. And that's not happening. It ain't going to happen to most dudes that got like that or not. Let's keep real. Most dudes don't deal with that exclusivity shit. Real talk. All right.
All have big mouths. So if I'll just be with all of you. And then she's like, oh my God, he cheated. And then she'll run away and just do the same thing again with another guy. And before you know it, after 20 dicks, she sits there and goes, why am I fucking for free? Let me just get paid out of this. So then she says, all right. She either becomes a sex worker honestly or becomes a sex worker dishonestly via rape charges and rape claims. That's what they do. If you're a woman who makes a rape claim against a man and you have an OnlyFans, you literally use sex to make money. And you literally lie to men pretending to like them. And now you're doing the same thing in a courtroom. The court has become OnlyFans. The court's OnlyFans now. Nothing's different. A woman just gets her pussy and gets her tears or gets her lies, and she uses the court system to make money as opposed to using the OnlyFans platform. What's the difference?
I think
so you have honest and dishonest sex workers. And all of this comes from the fact that we don't have a society where you say, a man at that stature is going to have 4 or 5 wives. Get over it. Life would be a lot simpler if we could. If women weren't brainwashed into believing they need a loyal man. A man is loyal to you when he puts up with you, protects you, and provides for you. If a man's paying your bills and will stop you getting attacked on the street and puts up with your emotions, that's loyal. Don't worry about where his dick goes. That's loyalty. He's shown you loyalty. And he can put his dick wherever he wants. That's actually loyalty.
What do you think about that?
See, I'm very different though, because I'm the one that does the income. They probably won't be working it, but the other way around, because women also want things to be different. So like, I'm not saying I agree with that. Like, I think if I was with a guy, they probably wouldn't work. I'd be the one to be in control, and I'd be the one fucking loads of other guys, and they'd be loyal to me. Things are different.
Yeah, she'd be bossing it because she has the money. She's doing the protection and provision because she's got the cash. But what I'm saying is, the happiest women, let's look, and this is cultural. Like if you go to Russia and you meet a billionaire, you think he has one wife. I mean, he has his wife, of course, and he has his fucking girlfriend. And his wife just keeps her eyes closed and doesn't care. And he gets to enjoy his girlfriends, and his wife gets to drive a G-Wagon, and everyone's happy. It's only in the West where she'll be like, I can't believe he wants to talk to another girl. It's stupid. And then women end up leaving men they love because he cheated, and then getting cheated on by a man they don't love. It's dumb. And it's just over and over and over again until they end up as sluts or old and used to the point where they can't get the quality of man they want.
And that's where a lot of men have no problem with a lot of these women that go their 3 or 4 ways. Get used and abused. And when you're done, you're ready to come back to us. So, really, truly, you gotta pick your poison at the end of the day, ladies. We can't have it all. Can't have it all, you know. And that's the honest truth. Okay, let me see what's going on. All right, let's keep going. And make sure you guys share the stream. Hit the like button too.
Then they're sitting around 36. I can't find a man who's, I don't like this guy. I don't like this guy. Because the guys you like are with 22-year-olds, my dear. And you had a guy who loved you and you fucked it up because you cried over him cheating like an idiot. Women, find a man you love. Let him cheat. Just tell him to only come home to you and only love you. Let him do what he has to do. Don't stress him too much. Have some fucking kids. Drive a Bentley. Women, find a man you love. Let him cheat. Just tell him to only come home to you and only love you. Let him do what he has to do. Don't stress him too much. Have some fucking kids. Drive a Bentley.
Would you not say, though,
Women aren't funny.
aren't funny?
Ugly. And then she starts walking down the street screaming about paternity. Men, since the dawn of time, every king, every sultan have had harems, they have had concubines. Every single man who could did. The men who can't.
I apologize. I should time it where I was. I'm gonna time it. Sorry, guys. So I had to rewind it back.
Say they wouldn't and say they don't want it because they can't. It's like a broke man saying he wouldn't drive a Ferrari. No one gives a fuck what you think because you're poor. If you're actually important and you can have a harem, you have a harem. They always have. So now we have this weird society where men are out here trying very hard to compete in the sexual marketplace, to become as important and rich and successful and well-known as possible because it's so hard to get a woman. When they finally pull that off, women are chasing him because women only want the top 1% of men. And then when a woman gets with him, she tells him, you can only be with me and no one else. And then he's like, okay, well, you've been with a whole bunch of men before me. You're not even a fucking virgin. You don't even listen to me. You don't shut up when I tell you to. So why the fuck am I going to only be with you? I'll be with 10 women just like you. You all have big mouths. So if I'll just be with all of you. And then she's like, oh my God, he cheated. And then she'll run away and just do the same thing again with another guy. And before you know it, after 20 dicks, she sits there and goes, why am I fucking for free? Let me just get paid out of this. So then she says, all right, she either becomes a sex worker honestly or becomes a sex worker dishonestly via rape charges and rape claims. That's what they do. If you're a woman who makes a rape claim against a man and you have an OnlyFans, you literally use sex to make money. And you literally lie to men pretending to like them. And now you're doing the same thing in a courtroom. The court has become OnlyFans. The court's OnlyFans now. Nothing's different. A woman just gets her pussy and gets her tears or gets her lies, and she uses the court system to make money as opposed to using the OnlyFans platform. What's the difference?
I think
So you either have
probably a lot of
honest or
women-
dishonest sex workers. And all of this comes from the fact that we don't have a society where you say, a man at that stature is going to have 4 or 5 wives. Get over it. Life would be a lot simpler if we could. If women weren't brainwashed into believing they need a loyal man. A man is loyal to you when he puts up with you, protects you, and provides for you. If a man's paying your bills and will stop you getting attacked on the street and puts up with your emotions, that's loyal. Don't worry about where his dick goes. That's loyalty. He's shown you loyalty. And he can put his dick wherever he wants. That's actually loyalty.
What do you think about that?
See, I'm very different though, because I'm the one that does the income. They probably won't be working it, but the other way around, because women also want things to be different. So like, I'm not saying I agree with that. Like,
Oh, for that, those that's listening into the stream, I had to rewind back. I pressed the error when I was rewinding back to that important part Tate said about the cheating aspects. So if you didn't catch it, you're catching a brief little rewind. So bear with me as it gets to that part. Fairies, enjoy.
I think if I was with a guy, they probably wouldn't work. I'd be the one to be in control, and I'd be the one fucking loads with the guys, and they'd be loyal to me. Things are different.
Yeah, she'd be bossing it because she has the money. She's doing the protection and provision because she's got the cash. But what I'm saying is, the happiest women, let's look, and this is cultural. Like if you go to Russia and you meet a billionaire, you think he has one wife. I mean, he has his wife, of course, and he has his fucking girlfriend. And his wife just keeps her eyes closed and doesn't care, and he gets to enjoy his girlfriends, and his wife gets to drive a G-Wagon, and everyone's happy. It's only in the West where she'll be like, I can't believe he wants to talk to another girl. It's stupid. And then women end up leaving men they love because he cheated and then getting cheated on by a man they don't love. It's dumb. And it's just over and over and over again until they end up as sluts or old and used to the point where they can't get the quality of man they want. Then they're sitting around 36. I can't find a man who's, I don't like this guy. I don't like this guy because the guys you like are with 22-year-olds. My dear, and you had a guy who loved you and you fucked it up because you cried over him cheating like an idiot. Women, find a man you love, let him cheat, just tell him to only come home to you and only love you. Let him do what he has to do. Don't stress him too much. Have some fucking kids, drive a Bentley. Have some fucking kids, drive a Bentley.
I see what's going on. It's hard to do it with this, so I know how to fix it. All right.
Then they're sitting around 36. I can't find a man who's, I don't like this guy. I don't like this guy because the guys you like are with 22-year-olds, my dear. And you had a guy who loved you and you fucked it up because you cried over him cheating like an idiot. Women, find a man you love, let him cheat, just tell him to only come home to you and only. Then they're sitting around 36. I can't find a man who's, I don't like much. Have some fucking kids, drive a Bentley.
All right.
That fixes society. Of course, have some fucking kids, drive a Bentley.
All
That.
right. So I'm not gonna be able to rewind back to that. So I'm gonna let it play through.
Women, find a man you love, let him cheat, just tell him to only come home to you and only love you. Let him do what he has to do. Don't stress him too much. Have some fucking kids, drive a Bentley. That fixes society. But of course.
Yeah. So I'm not against that. I mean, especially, you got that one dude that knows he can get them type of ladies is better off doing that. Now, a lot of people say they're not go by that. And that's fine. That's your prerogative. But then what makes sense you be on the cock carousel with a lot of men? What benefit is that? I asked that question. That's the question I ask most ladies. What's the purpose of you being on the carousel? Like literally. And I have a soundbite for that. What makes sense you are riding? And I mean this in good faith. Like riding the carousel. What benefit you get riding the carousel? I just want to know. That's the one question I got asked. Okay, you don't get no benefit. All right, let's keep how they say cook.
Say that I'm a misogynist. I'm the worst man in the world. I
If
deserve to go to jail.
you said to that girl, go and work, go and earn your own money, go and do this, they don't want to do that either. So you've got to pick and choose. Like
when you tell women to go earn their own money, one way or another, it ends up being sex work. You tell me you don't see these female fucking estate agents, whatever, in their little girl suit and their makeup and all pretty. Have you ever seen like one of these successful girl boss estate agents who's obese? I'm asking.
I haven't seen an obese female estate agent, no.
Have you seen obese women achieve anything financially? Or because if you say no, then you're saying the women are judged on how they look. So all version of female work is sex work. That's the question. Can women do anything without being judged on the one thing they have, which is their sexuality?
I think you can be an obese comedian and make money.
Women
Yeah,
are
but then you'd be making jokes about the fact you're fat.
yeah,
That's
and women
why
are
I find
funny.
you funny.
Let's be honest, women aren't funny.
Aren't funny, did you say?
Of course not.
I think I've made you smile a few times.
Yeah, you've made me smile because I've been impressed by your intuition. I've been impressed by how correctly you see society. But I think by and large, female comedians aren't really funny because humor is a masculine mating tactic. We have to make women laugh for them to like us, whereas women don't have to make us laugh. They have to be hot. Men fall in love with what they see. Women fall in love with what they hear,
Yeah.
which is why women wear makeup. So we see something we like. And that's
Yeah.
why men lie. So they hear something they like. Men lie.
Yep.
Every man on a date is a gangster and he's rich. You go, any girl go on a date with any guy. If women watching this, I know you've been on a date with some guy recently. He's got a few tattoos. He's got a sleeve, and he's a gangster. He's a criminal, and he's got all this money. And da-da. He's a fucking jackass. He's got like $6,000 in the bank and a rented car on finance. But he's just lying. He's trying to pretend he's the G, and you know you're gonna fall for it. You're gonna suck his dick, and then you're not even gonna get paid out at the end of it. And then you're gonna realize he's a loser, and you're gonna go get another boyfriend. So you were just sex working for free like a fucking idiot. You just got tricked. You can't trick Bonnie. Bonnie gets paid. You can't trick Bonnie. Bonnie gets her money at the end. You're dumbass. You're sucking dick for free. Like a fucking retard. So this is the world we live in now. So women are always judged on how they look, no matter what they do. Because to true biology, men are trying to find attractive women who can give them children, which is why we're attracted to women who are younger because they're more likely to get pregnant. It's why attraction in and of itself. What is attraction? Attraction is health.
Well, I have to refute that. You want a woman that is fertile, you know. I'm not saying most young women nowadays have the highest chance getting pregnant. It depends on the situation. Personally, in the West, we know the diet and things they're doing to women in the West are having complications from conceiving or even go as far as don't even deliver the baby on the living room. So your youth will help, but that doesn't guarantee that you're going to have a more greater success having children. Personally. Anyhow, let's keep going.
When you look at a woman who looks healthy or has good genetics, because she'll give you strong offspring. That's what attraction even is. So women are always going to use their attraction. Once a woman's obese and ugly, then she starts walking down the street screaming about fucking a bunch of garbage because she knows she can't compete in the true market of sexual dynamics, which is men have power and women have attraction. That's how it works. So I just think it's completely hypocritical for us as a Western society. I think it's absolutely insane to have any kind of opinions on sex work or Bonnie or anything else when women are using their sex nonstop all the time. How is having an Instagram page and being an influencer and doing TikTok dances with massive silicone tits and doing this, then fucking getting millions of views and unlimited money for fucking dancing around with a shit dance? It's not even good. Not sex work. How is that not sex work? How is Instagram not sex work?
You're uploading your best photos. You want people to find you attractive.
You're
using your
filtering.
appeal.
Instagram is a dating app.
No, Instagram is I like to call a soft adult images. And if you didn't understand what I mean adult, use your imagination. It begins with P, ends with an N. So that's what Instagram is used for. Soft adult activities. And a lot of women use Instagram to market themselves very lovely. And sometimes the filters get a little too rambunctious. I don't think the filters that most women use are not good. I think a lot of women got to cut back on the filters because it makes them look weird, in my opinion. I get it why a lot of them will do it to make them more attractive, but let's think about it. If you use a filter to make yourself look more appealing, I mean, you ugly as fuck. I'm sorry. That's me. That's just me. Anyway, let's keep going.
Women shouldn't be, if you're onto Instagram, you're looking for male attention. You're uploading your best pictures with filters. You got your fucking tits out in every photo. You're shaking your ass in every photo. All these fucking Instagram reels, all of TikTok, all of this shit. Look at any of the famous women. How is all of it not sex work? You're advertising sex or you're making people want to fuck you for attention or money. It's all sex work. So we as a society say, yeah, an 18-year-old girl can get massive silicones and dance around on TikTok and get millions and millions of viewers, but she's an influencer. No, she is a sex object. That's all she is.
They're the ones that walk down the street. That's what pisses me off. They walk down the street and then they cry that a guy's wolf whistled them. They crying that a guy's looked at their tits, that your tits are hanging out. I actually don't wear revealing clothing as such. I stay covered up. I don't feel like the need to show my tits. People can just see it, in person for free when I want to get naked. But I don't walk around looking like a slut like most of these other people do. Yeah, I am a slut. But they walk around crying about the fact people call them sluts. And it's like, look at you.
Same in the gym.
Look in the mirror.
Same in the gym. They wear those tight gym clothes and complain that people are looking at them.
They're videoing themselves bending over going, oh my God, look at that guy.
So it's anti-sex work. So they do sex work and then complain they're being seen as sexual objects.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying, Rob? You know what I'm saying is true. I understand you don't want to go to jail, so you have to be careful how you reply. I understand, sir.
I'm just doing my job here.
You're just a commentator.
Andrew, if you go to jail, I'll identify as a guy, so we can go in together.
All right, thank you.
Top and tail. I mean, you can be in me if you want. I just thought, we'll keep that bit of secret.
You know, Bonnie, we're friends. You're my only female
friend. Friends with benefits.
No benefits. I've never had a female friend in my life. I really don't have any female friends. I don't have a single female friend because I don't really talk to women unless
I just don't really like women.
They don't really have much I want to hear to say. So
when women talk a lot of the time, I'm there just smiling thinking, you're so irrelevant in the nice way possible. The things you're saying, they aren't funny. Like, I think I am funny, but like when they speak, I'm like, you're really not funny. I'm having to laugh at this joke to be polite. I'm having to pretend you're interesting out of politeness. I'll have to pretend your stresses at work are relevant, but they're not. You just work for someone else that works for someone else. Like when I listen to other women talk, I'm like, you're boring me. It's not entertaining. And I can't listen to your issues because they're not issues. They're just, I don't know, just pathetic excuses.
So Rob, let me ask you a question, sir. We have to make a decision. We are headed down the road we are traveling. Do we do an absolute 180 reversal of society and go back to traditional men in charge, patriarchal society where women have to obey their fathers and obey their future husbands, where they have to get married young, have children? Or do we continue down the path where every single woman decides to make as much money as possible using her sexuality like Bonnie does? These are the two options. They're the only options that exist. There is no in between. There is no smart answer. There is no Aikido. There is A or B, Rob. Do you want to remove the female vote, or do you want your daughters and every other woman you know to end up like Bonnie Blue? Which one?
Well, I think both roads end
No,
the same
don't
way.
try and Aikido it, Rob.
But both end the same way.
Which is what?
Both end up back with patriarchy running society.
Patriarchy.
When what is it? Weak men
create hard times, and hard times create strong men, and strong men create good times, and good times create weak men.
And that is the cycle.
Absolutely.
And society is weak right now. And if you don't have strong leadership, you have government that starts to lead, and when government starts to lead and becomes too bloated and takes from society, in the end society rebel. Even people who voted hardcore Labour, and even people in Labour will turn on Labour soon enough.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
I think you're right. But I think things are going to get far more interesting before that happens.
Well, revolution.
Maybe.
That's the only way you reset.
Silver has crashed. It's back to its price in 1974, and I'm going to buy more. And if you'd like to learn how to invest and build multiple streams of recurring income, I recommend you join Money.School. Money.School is my global financial education platform to help as many people on this planet.
Oh, sorry. Look like commercial. Right back up to me.
How to invest and build multiple. Money.School. Platform.
Make sure you guys hit the like button. Share stream. Share screen. Nice little promo. Very nice promo.
Evolution requires warriors, and that's why men and masculinity is under such constant attack. That's why they're trying to get rid of me. That's why they don't like what I say, because when you have men who are prepared to stand up for something, we're seen as a threat to the system. That's why masculinity in and of itself is attacked, because they don't want men who stick up for themselves, because if you stick up for yourself, you stick up for society, which is why they use feminism and they weaponize it to destroy the masculine instinct. Because if women have more power than men, and if you can't even have a family, and you can't even tell your own wife what to do, why are you going to try and have any vested interest in society? If you have a house and you're the king of that household, and your woman obeys you and your children obey you and you're the king of the house, you're not going to give up that street or that town or that city or that country easily, because that's your house, that's your kingdom. If you're going home and your woman doesn't listen to you and she doesn't suck your dick and you're paying all these taxes and your kids ignore you and they just watch YouTube and you're not the man of anything, why are you going to stand up and rebel on the street? You don't give a shit. You've lost all vested interest and protection. Your protective instinct has been neutered. You're a eunuch. That is why feminism is used. This is the point I'm making about certain groups of men using women as a conduit to destroy other groups of men. Women are not the gun. Women are the bullet. Men still hold the guns. Feminism is a bullet that a man has shot. This is what most people don't understand about all of these ideals. And what I'm saying is, the society we have built has encouraged women to be as promiscuous, as rebelling, as open, as sexual, and to get as much money as possible. And Bonnie has just played the game the best and won the game. The game is chess. She's a grandmaster at it. You can't complain about the grandmaster. You have to complain about the game of chess. Mm-hmm. So it's completely asinine for anybody to ever give Bonnie a hard time about anything she's doing ever. When in fact, she's just the best at the game that's currently being played. Because 99% of women are trying to do the same thing as her, which is use their pussy to get some money.
And that doesn't bother you hearing that?
No, it's factual. It's the truth. So why could I be offended? If you're offended by something that's factual, then change it. If I was offended by calling a prostitute and slag, then I should change that. But how can I sit there and say I'm ever offended by anyone telling me that what's the truth?
And Rob, and I want to make something clear.
Yeah, but see, to a woman that is doing this for a living and she's getting banged out by multiple and tons of men, calling her a slut and a whore at this point is irrelevant. She takes that as pride. She chucks that up, deuces, and said thank you. And as she does that, she's gonna pull down your pants, pull down your underwear, and give you the meanest throat goat you can never imagine. And you know, like she said, she is out here doing God's work just to reduce the sexual touching of other boys and girls and other adult women by just giving her coochie up to these men. So she is doing somewhat of a disservice. Oh, sorry, doing the Lord's work. And that's what she believes, and that's what she's doing. So you can't insult a woman that already doesn't give a F. All right, fair use.
I really do try and ground myself in absolute logic in all ways. And that's why I'm extremely hard on myself. I've said to you in previous podcasts that what happened to me about jail and all this shit, it was me. I take absolute responsibility for everything that's ever happened to me. I'm not a person who blames anyone else. Considering women just want status and money, don't think I haven't thunk about the fact about the women who say they love me. I'm not dumb. I love you so much. I love you. I love you. Of course. I love that you're attractive. I love that you're attractive and you do as I say. And you love that I'm very famous and very rich and I give you a lifestyle. Now you say you'd love me if I didn't give you the lifestyle. But if I didn't give you the lifestyle, how would I even be me? How am I me with no money? How am I me with no status? How am I me with no power? Who am I then? I'm a different person. So I know you're with me because you get things. And I'm with you because I get things. It's transactional. All relationships are transactional. This podcast is a transaction. This is how things work. So I'm not stupid enough to believe the women who say they love me, even though they say they love me, and even though they mean it when they say it, they're not smart enough to analyze that they are doing a transaction because they don't think of it that way. They just feel love. Oh, I love you so much. Oh, you love me so much. We're just cruising in the Lambo and we're just in, oh, you're just all of a sudden you say you love me. They don't even realize what they're doing. I do. I understand the world very well.
But isn't love a human need?
Love is a transaction.
It's a human need.
Women love who protect and provide for them, whether they're the French soldier or the German soldier, sir. Women love when they get what they want. That's it.
You need
So there's no loyalty. Loyalty doesn't exist.
Loyalty, what I'm trying to say here, and any man who's been to divorce or had problems with women will agree with me and understand exactly what I'm saying. Women are loyal to how they feel. If you make them feel a certain way, then they're loyal to that feeling, which is loyal to you. Women aren't loyal to anything outside of how they feel. Men actually are more loyal than women because men, like I said, can suffer gracefully. Women can't. Men will be loyal to a society. Men will be loyal to a race. Men will be loyal to their friends. Women can't even get along for 5 minutes amongst themselves. Men will be best friends for 50 years. Men are loyal. We know loyalty completely. We'll go die in a ditch for a flag. You want to talk about loyalty? Men are loyal. Women aren't loyal. Women are, how do I feel today? You could take a woman on a private jet to a mansion in Miami and have the best time. She'll tell you how much she loves you. And then the next day when she's mad at you, she will literally say verbatim, you never give me anything. You don't take care of me. You reject me. I'm not looked after. She'll forget 12 hours before where she had the world.
He's right. You're right. But it goes to show women can never be satisfied, gentlemen. You think you're doing well, doing what you should be doing, but at the end, she's going to always move that wonderful goalpost and tell her how much ain't shit you are. All right. There he is, face.
Because women are only care about how they feel. They don't even think. They just feel. And what they feel is absolute gospel truth, and it matters more than society, matters more than everything else. Why are the white women of Britain not waking up saying, our population's being replaced, our grandfathers died for this island, we need to have as many white children as possible before this becomes a caliphate? Why don't we protect the race of British people who only have this land, and when this land is gone, there's nowhere else to go. We need to find white husbands and have Christian children now. Why? Because they don't feel like it. They don't give a shit about World War II. They don't give a shit their grandfathers died. They don't give a fuck about England. They don't give a fuck about anything because they only care about how they feel. Whereas a man might sit and say, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to suffer for the greater good of my race, my nation, my ideals. So men are loyal, but women aren't.
What do you think about that, Bonnie?
I think it really depends. Like, for example, if I was in a relationship, I believe he'd be loyal and I'd be loyal. But like I said, that's...
But you're getting divorced, aren't you?
Yeah, because for a whole separate reason. Me and my ex, we grew apart, was together, went from the age of 14. You change a lot in that time. And most women just stay in that relationship because it's comfortable. It's easy. It'd been easier if I stay with my partner. It saves the work. It saves the, to a heartache to a certain extent. It saves the having to split your finances. It's easy and lazy for me if I just stayed in that. And most people in relationships, they stay with that person because it's easy and they're in a comfortable situation. Most people don't go, I want to focus on my happiness and leave that relationship. But I do. I focus on myself. I'm happy to admit I am selfish a lot of the time. And for me, staying in that relationship didn't mean happiness. So I left that. Most women would have stayed in that.
So are men loyal and women not loyal? Do you agree with what Andrew said there?
I was loyal to my partner to a certain degree.
But loyal, when I'm saying loyal, everyone's confusing that with sexually exclusive. See, I'm loyal to my women, but I'm not sexually exclusive to my women.
Yeah.
And a weak man will confuse the two and go, no, loyalty is sexual exclusivity because he's a little bitch. That's nothing to do with loyalty.
I think it depends on your agreement and communication with that person. Some people have swingers. Some people have open relationships. So that, yes, they're having sex with the people, but that's when their agreement. Everything's down to communication. And women aren't open to communicating a lot of the time.
All right, Rob. So which woman do you have more respect for? A woman like...
Here we go, A or B.
Yeah.
Because that's how the
No,
the
but
world
life
works.
is A and B's. Life is actually A and B's.
Andrew,
no, I'm asking you.
I'll play the game.
Okay,
Let's
perfect. Go. A woman like Bonnie who's very honest and very open and uses her promiscuity to financially gain, or a woman who pretends she loves a man for money who she doesn't really love and intends on divorce raping, because there's 1,000 times more of them than there are Bonnie Blues. And those are the actual problem. A woman who will falsely accuse a man of rape or falsely accuse a man of hitting her in a divorce court to try and get as much money as possible off a man she barely even loved in the first place and she was only with him for money, or a woman like Bonnie who's honest. Who do you respect more?
I respect someone who's more honest about their
Absolutely.
femininity and
Absolutely.
sexuality.
So these women who are just with me and telling me they love me because they want my money, and the women who accuse me of rape when they don't get it, and all of my current girlfriends who say, I love you so much, but they run their mouth to me the second they don't like something and they get upset about something and they show they don't actually respect me. They just want a lifestyle. Do you think I respect them more than I respect?
So if you knew that, what's wrong with that? A woman there just for you to give them a lifestyle, are they really wrong for that? I mean, really, are they really wrong for that? Because you say you don't have intercourse with these women, so they're there just to look at you. I mean, I find it to be gay. If you're this woman, you're just looking at the man, not doing nothing. Usually men should be more cognizant of that. Usually in like 2-3 minutes, I think it was, you have a certain attraction. Even to the ladies, it takes a fraction before they see you and make the decision that they're going to screw you. That's how it works. That's how it works. All right, let's go. Let's go.
In fact, the one like Bonnie who's honest,
Do you think maybe you're just attracting that kind of woman because?
Well,
of your
because I'm
message?
super successful and super rich, probably.
But that's what women chase.
But that's what women chase, and that's what the most.
Do all women chase that?
Well, Rob.
A lot. The people that are broke sit and complain the fact they're broke. So just because they don't have it, they want it.
Rob, let's reverse this. You're saying I attract a certain type of woman who loves money, right?
I think we all attract a certain type of person based on who we are. What we
Okay.
put out.
Well, you nailed it. So based on who you are, depends on what you chase in the world. Wouldn't the most attractive women on the planet want money? Let me ask you, this is a thought experiment. If you're a beautiful woman and you know you're beautiful, you're in the top tier of beauty on the planet. You're the top 0.1% of women on the planet in terms of pure looks. Are you going to use that to make money, or are you going to go with a broke? You're going to use that to make money because you have a USP.
Well, society proves it, I think.
Absolutely. So if I want the most beautiful women on the planet, those women want money. So here we are.
So you just get rich to attract beautiful women? Is that
No, that's not why I got rich. I got rich because I wanted to be powerful. I actually didn't want money. I wanted power. Turns out everyone realizes once they have money that they never want money in the first place. They wanted power. You know this. Elon himself knows this. Imagine being Elon, the richest man on the planet. You still got some Jezebel fucking Ashley running her mouth about you and taking you to court. That's the matriarchy we live in. You can be the richest man on the fucking planet. Some silly woman can still lie about you and drag you to court. Isn't that incredible? Think about that. That would never happen in ancient times. You're a king. You're the richest man on the face of the earth. And some random chick gets to drag you to court and put you in front of a judge. Incredible. Look at me, trying to take down my empire with these women just lying. This is the world we live in. We live in a matriarchy. No man is safe. The point I'm making is, if you're a man who wants the most attractive women on the planet, and you...
Like the man said, we're in a sort of system that no man is safe. And I think they're structured that way, that men should not be safe. They want men to be more in-depth personal. They want men to take risk, like real risk, money risk, trying to haul that girl risk. Hell, try to, stick your thing in a girl, risky, and all these things. At the end of the day, the society, the system frowns upon you as a man, engage in your masculine way and take risk. Because remember, no risk, no reward. So how you cut that out? You make them be less alert to take risk. And the society, the system has done a good job really combating the aggression of a lot of males, or I should say combat, have lowered the tension of males really taking risk on themselves, trusting themselves, So yeah, guys, agree or disagree in the chat room? Let me know. And make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you want to chat in the chat room, or leave some chat. Let's go.
You want true beauty. The women you find will instinctually want money because they're beautiful. Beautiful women, that's what they want. They want to get something for their beauty because they understand how unique they are. Don't we all? If you understand your unique set of skills, you want a high-paying wage at a job. If you know you're the only person who can do this job, you want to be paid well for it, don't you? This is human nature. My point is this.
So love is transactional.
Of course love's transactional. My point is, for the people complaining about Bonnie Blue, they need to shut the fuck up and complain about all the women out here pretending they love men and dragging them through divorce courts and taking half their fucking stuff.
See, with me,
Bonnie's never taken half of a man's stuff.
No.
You've never taken half of a man's anything. You've taken some OnlyFans subscriptions. She ain't taking half of a man's house.
Well, wait a minute here. How much your top subscribers pay you? I mean,
but that's voluntary. It wasn't taken. It was given.
They've chosen to. That's like if...
How much? What's the biggest amount of subscriber pays?
We're talking like hundreds of thousands.
Hundreds of thousands of pounds.
Yeah.
Of course.
An individual man pays.
Yeah.
Just to see your content online.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's given. It's not taken. She didn't drag him in front of a judge.
Not holding him at gunpoint.
What do you think about men spending hundreds of thousands of pounds?
I used to have a webcam studio. That's normal. If she didn't take a man in front of a judge and forcibly take his stuff. I think what Bonnie's doing is far less destructive or heinous than a woman dragging a full-grown man in front of a judge and making him liquidate half of his empire that he worked for his entire life so she can take that money and go fuck another man with it. I think every single divorce currently going through the courts today is more heinous and more aggravating than anything Bonnie's done.
Where if someone got with me, I'd be like, Andrew, I've got tight holes, good blowjob skills, and I'm not going to cry rape the next day.
How could you be tight with that? I don't want to just state the obvious, but how could you be tight with that amount of men?
Well, that'd be your opinion, Rob.
I'm just a question. My opinion doesn't mean anything in this situation.
I can prove it, though. Do you want to prove it? We'll see who's tighter, your wife or me.
Next
And
question, huh?
Andrew, what's your biggest failure or regret?
I don't operate from a realm of failure. I don't think I've really failed it very much. I think I've done pretty good in this simulation, considering the primary objectives of life.
Would you not class though going to prison?
I
You
don't consider
failed.
that a failure, no.
But isn't success a series of small failures or big failures in order to be successful?
Yeah, but I mean, what's the primary objectives of the masculine world? The primary objectives are to have an empire, which you can't say I don't have financially and socially. Was a cultural force. To have progeny, which I have. To be strong and to be well known and renowned, which I have. You know, I dedicated my 20s to fighting in the ring. No one can say I'm not brave. I dedicate my life to combat, and I have a whole bunch of children and a whole bunch of money. It doesn't matter if I go to prison for the rest of my life. I've lived more life than most men ever will.
Yeah.
And I think I've done pretty good in this version of the reality, considering I'm from a Luton council estate.
Any
With
regrets?
Fuck all. I don't operate from the realm of regret. And I don't regret going to jail, and I don't regret anything bad that's ever happened to me, and I never will. If bad things happen to me in the future, I won't regret them either. I just don't operate from that frame. I really...
So let me get this straight. You don't regret doing a little short time in jail, but you don't hold yourself accountable. And I mean accountable as a man. Why are you in there? I mean, personally, I would start asking questions, really. But, you know, nowadays, a lot of people are not going to pressing the speaker or the guest, so they're going to leave the question as is. I think I would hassle that, see what you mean by that, personally. But that's me. Make sure you got to hit the like button and share the stream. Let's go.
do consider myself far more a commentator on life than a liver of life. I am a vessel, but I observe everything from above. And what happens to me, this is just the body, the conduit that God was fortunate enough to give me to observe life through. But I'm glad he made it tall and strong and sexy and brown. That's great. But I'm quite externalized about things. And if I go to jail, I'll enjoy the experience of jail. And
Are you hard on yourself?
You have to be. Otherwise, you can't win.
Are you hard right now? I mean, I heard they call you Cobra Tate. Are you packing a python?
Bonnie, you know, Bonnie.
Talking like a typical 304, a typical adult actress. Yeah, that's why she's so popular on the internet. Because a lot of these dudes like that enthusiasm. I've heard Thomas saying, you know, she getting all roused just thinking about it. It don't take much for her to get off. I think in my mind for Bonnie Blue. Do y'all guys agree? It don't take much for this chick to get off. Personally, you know.
You're not an ugly woman. You're attractive. But because I'm jaded through my, you know, long and industrious career, the only thing I find interesting really about women nowadays is kind of similar to something you said earlier.
Yeah.
You know, you said you wanted to take the souls of the virgin men.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like to get a woman's heart more than I like to get her pussy. I kind of like her to be obsessed with me. And that's easier to do when you're one of her first men.
I mean, as soon as she sees you watching your money, you're all right. You've got a heart.
Yeah, but no, that she's obsessed with my bank. I want her to be obsessed with me for real. I try and find women who love me, which is very difficult.
For who you are and not your money and transactions.
No, it starts with the money and transactions and it kind of stays that. But I like to have women who feel like they can't live without me, because if a woman feels like she can live without me, I lose all attraction to her. I don't know why. So it's nothing personal. I'm sure your technique is fantastic and you're very attractive.
Thanks.
But
Do you think that makes you a narcissist then?
Oh, I think every single person on the planet is a narcissist.
Yeah.
I think it's fucking ridiculous when we sit here and say, oh, he's a narcissist, but I'm not. Of course, that's the dumbest shit. Every single person on the planet.
When you look at the definition of it, everyone is to a certain
narcissist.
extent. As long as you want to be successful and you believe in what you believe in and you feel empowered by it,
of course,
suddenly you're a narcissist.
Everybody's a narcissist. Everybody's out for themselves. Everything is transactional. And the goal of all transactions is to get the better end of the deal. And I have no problem with girls spending my money if I feel like I'm getting the better end of the deal.
Yeah.
And if she gives me like children, for example, that's one of the ways she can give me the better end of the deal. If she dedicates her life to me and she's sexually exclusive to me and she doesn't go out clubbing or partying and doesn't do anything without telling me and she gives me her life and her loyalty, I feel like that's worth some money. That's a transaction, but it is a transaction. It's absolutely what it is. I'm not interested in having sex with women just for the sake of sex. I really, this might be controversial, don't find sex
God
that...
forbid you're controversial.
I know. I don't find sex that entertaining. I really don't enjoy it that much, to be
Maybe
honest.
you need to switch your girls
Sex
up.
is supposed to be entertaining.
No, I really, like, I'll be halfway through fucking a bitch and I'm just like, you know what? I got better shit to do. I can go.
Well, I thought you need to impregnate her.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only reason I'm doing it. Because I really don't find sex that
How long are
great.
you lasting in the bedroom?
long enough, my dear. I don't really find sex that entertaining. I don't enjoy sex that much. I don't really care.
If you notice, Mr. Tate avoids that question with a heartbeat, and I don't blame him. You want the world know you only had like 1,000 bodies, maybe after you proclaim. But eventually, they did that because she was probably bleeding a lot. The woman that's in the set, personally, I know she has stitches for that, but yeah. All right, let's keep going.
I'm not that sexual a person. And I think that's because I could have it as much as I wanted, maybe. I don't know. I mean, most men are so busy trying to chase it all the time that it's entertaining to them. But because I can fuck basically any girl on the planet, all of a sudden I really just don't really want to. I have
Would
other
you
shit
lick a
to
girl
do.
out, or is that gay in your eyes because you're not doing that to breed her?
I think perhaps if a man licks a girl out, foreplay, I wouldn't say it's completely gay, no. But
Just
I
getting
mean,
her ready for
if
your
you
pipe,
just licked a
then.
girl out and then didn't fuck her, I guess that would be kind of weird. And that's how I see sex with a condom or sex with a birth control. I see it as that. If you imagine you just licked a girl out and then stopped, I think it'd be kind of fucking weird. I don't know. But who gives a shit what I think, right? I'm just a guy. But my primary...
I've noticed that as well, Mr. Big 89. I've noticed that. I don't know why he's doing it. Maybe you guys have better answers. Let's go. 36.
With a lot of
Well,
court
my
cases.
primary objective is to die with children.
Yeah.
My primary objective is children. Like, perhaps it's because if you have an empty life, if you're a man and you're at home all day and you're got a basic 9-to-5 job and you don't have much going on in your life, perhaps sex is a lot more entertaining to you because you have all these beautiful women you see on Instagram that you can't fuck and you have nothing else you can do. But me, I can fuck any of these girls on Instagram and I don't really want to because I can drive any car in the world and I can go anywhere in the world and I have private jets and I have court cases to fight and I have an empire and I can do podcasts. I can do so many amazing things that sex is just further down the rankings than
Like
other
for
stuff I
me-
can do each day. If I wake up each day, I don't go, I want to fuck. I wake up and go, you know what? By the time I do this and this and this and this and this and this and this, I've had a great day. Maybe it's just because my life's so fantastic.
Yeah.
And the fact that all these women these men are chasing I could have makes them less appealing. But most of these men get no pussy. So of course they're obsessed with pussy. Starving men are obsessed with food. And if you have a buffet, you eat a bit and you're kind of bored of it. If you have a buffet in your house, you're just not hungry.
Yeah. I think like the average guy in my queue is just someone that goes to work. They've got a wife, maybe a couple of kids, and like sex is the most interesting thing they've got in their life. So I completely
Of course, they have
agree.
nothing else interesting to do, but I have other very interesting things to do. But yeah, so I'm not an overly sexual person, I would argue. And I'm glad I'm not, because if I was overly sexual like Diddy, I'd be fucking toast by now. Imagine that 4 different federal agencies for 5 years have investigated me and they
You'd
managed
be
to find
fucked.
fuck all. They couldn't find anything. They couldn't find any fucking orgies. They couldn't find any.
Either they could have found some, or you made a deal. Which one is it? Because I know a lot of people say you made a deal at a time. So what's up? What's up with that? I'm just saying. And I think you might have made a deal to get yourself a shorter sentence out of jail, in my opinion. That's just me. Let me see. All right. Brief commercial. Let's go. Sport channel.
My money.
I told you.
Where is my money?
Betty. Bring me everyone.
I need my money. I need my money.
What do you mean everyone?
Support channel, guys. It's Super Chat or Cash App. Let's go.
They were like, okay, we found a couple girlfriends and he had sex with them. And then they had sex with him like 100 times. And they're saying one of the times he didn't buy him a handbag. So it's rape. Like even their cases are shit. They can't even build a case on me. Thank fuck I'm not overly sexual. Because if I was, I'd be in jail. Which again, let's analyze this. This is truly hypocritical and insane that we live in a society which is overly sexualized. But then if you're a man who is overly sexualized, the second you do something they don't like, they use your over sexuality against you. Look at Russell Brand. He was the poster boy of degeneracy. He was drug taking, running around all over TV, flirting with every single girl he met on television. Channel 4 were dragging girls up from the crowd to go flirt with him. He was seen as a playboy. It was funny. It was promoted. And now that he talks anti-vaccine, they're using it against him to try and put the guy in jail. So we're living in a society which is over-sexualizing everyone and then randomly picking and choosing the people they don't like who talk about something unrelated to sex.
It's not random.
Politics.
Is it really random?
Well, it's not random.
No.
They're choosing the people who talk about things unrelated to sex, usually politics, and using the sexuality against them. So they're making everybody guilty of a crime at the base level. Everybody is born guilty, the original sin, and then randomly jailing the people, not randomly, choosing and jailing the people who do other things they don't like. So it's completely unfair to Russell to promote a young man to take drugs and be sexual and then use it against him later. And it's completely unfair to convince women to go out and be sexual and make a bunch of money from it like Bonnie has and use it against her. What I'm saying is that society has put us here. We are exactly where we deserve to be.
Such as?
Bring the asteroid.
Okay.
The fuck? This is where we are now. This is where we are. And the only reason I'm not overly sexual, truthfully, is because I see it for what it is and I don't really want to partake too much. And it's literally saved my life. Or I'd be in fucking jail right now. And what would I have done wrong? Nothing. Is there anything wrong with fucking 4 or 5 women? No. If they all want to, what's wrong with it? Nothing.
Yeah, I think as long as everything.
I'll be honest. Is baby oil illegal? I mean, we talk about it all the time.
Was hard to buy for a while in the shops, though.
No, well, we talk about it all the time like it's evidence of crime. I'm not defending Diddy. I don't even fucking like him. I'm saying, he had baby oil. Okay, where's the crime? He fucked all these women. Where's the crime? Oh, he had another man fuck his girl. Where's the crime? Where's the crime?
Consensual.
There's no crime. But people are so stupid. Look, he had a bunch of sex. Jail. That's not how it works. We're telling people to have a bunch of sex. We're encouraging people to have a bunch of sex. We're telling women to have a bunch of sex. We're telling men to fuck whoever they want and not have kids. This is what we're telling people to do. And then we're saying it's against the law when the person does something they don't like. It's a false dichotomy we live in. It saved my life that I didn't do it. Thank fuck. No blowjob that good. Jesus Christ. I'm glad I'm boring.
Until me.
You know, Andrew really want the blowjob. Stop it. You say you love the whores like every other man in society. So you say you will not take no blowjob from these so-called garden tools? I don't think so. Anyhow, make sure you guys hit the like button and share the stream.
Bonnie, I know you would never cry rape, but somehow I'd end up with a human trafficking charge for touching you. I don't know. They'd say, I forced you to do it. Nah, no.
People always say I belong in prison. Like when I see like TikToks, they're like, how is she not in jail? She's a predator. She's a groomer. And I'm like, everyone I fuck is 18. Everyone I fuck, they're consenting to it. And I'm like, how the fuck am I meant to get arrested for that? And if you're saying that's promoting rape culture, then how confusing that is that for the younger generation? Because if they're thinking consensual sex is rape, how many more times are they going to cry rape when that was also consensual? Because if you're saying I'm a rapist and I prove all the time everything's consensual and above board, then how confusing is that for the younger people?
Well, you're not a rapist, 1. And 2, consensual sex now currently under the law is rape because a woman can remove consent post-action because she's unhappy with how the relationship turned out.
True.
So all consensual sex ends up being rape once the woman's upset.
Okay, I've got some really good advice for you. Next time you fuck a girl, make sure the Birkin is ready. No court cases.
Then there's going to be another Birkin and another Birkin. But no, you're right. This is the world we live in now. And it's very difficult and hard to be a man now. And that's why most men are actually just checking out and giving up on women by and large.
Maybe
do you think you see a lot of men? Do you think it's hard being a man?
Yeah, for sure. They get so much stick and women are so protected now. And I'm not saying that's for everything. Like there is loads of women crime. There is loads of women being murdered. I'm not saying that doesn't happen. But men's mental health is fucked. And women do nothing to it to help it. And then women are the ones that talk about everyone should be happy and positive. It's women that sit there on their couches with their 2 kids in a council house making TikToks and videos. Instead of thinking, right, I'm going to better myself. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to go and get a job so I can help be independent. They don't care. They just do fuck all of their life. And men have to work so hard. So yeah, I want to pleasure them. Yes, I want to make them feel happy. Couldn't give a shit if their wives having to go to bed crying because I've just fucked their husband.
What's your biggest failure or regret, Bonnie? And don't give me none of this. No failure, no regret.
No. Like, I guess I didn't fall into the system for too long. I only worked in a corporate job for 5 years. If I'd have stayed in that for 20 years, I'd be saying, fuck me, that was the mistake. I copied everyone else. But I guess it's just trusting people too soon, not understanding, I guess just being naive that people a lot of the time have other intentions, which you don't see at times.
And what one piece of advice would you give Andrew Tate?
Get the Birkins, drop the rape charges.
I think he does get the Birkins anyway, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, my problem is very similar to yours, Bonnie, is that I'm too well known. And once you get too well known, problems arise. There is limit
Can you ever go back?
Well, what do you mean ever go back? Do you mean disappear from the internet?
Well, I mean, stop becoming more famous, stop courting it.
I think I kind of already have. I'm already doing a lot less than I previously did. There'll be a day I disappear from the internet, but the story of Icarus is true. And I think Bonnie actually...
So when you say there'll be a day you disappear off the internet because you'll get assassinated.
I think the story of Icarus is true. And you know what? I'm saying this genuinely from the bottom of my heart. I like to believe I'm a pretty good judge of people. And I believe Bonnie is a good person. I believe she's very honest. I believe you're a good person. And I think you should keep in mind, no matter what you do, the story of Icarus, that if you get too close to the sun, something bad is going to happen. And as a woman, I can't even truly exactly
18-year-olds
pinpoint...
5 good SPFs on the right.
Well, yeah. As a woman, I can't exactly identify how it would happen.
Yeah.
As a man, it's easier to work out how it's going to happen. But you've already had a taste of it now. And a lot of life is finding the happy medium and the happy balance where you're buoyant and you're making money and you're well known, but you're not too well known and not making too much money. Because if you do too well, problems appear. And this is not just in sex work. This is not just online. This is with everything. This is with being a thief from Wall Street or being a drug dealer. There's a level of drug dealer where you have a nice car, a nice house, and a nice life, and you get up to that next level, and before you know it, everyone's trying to kill you, and the Met police raid your house. So you have to be very careful and make sure you have the level of buoyancy where you're doing well, but you're not doing too well.
I think it's
But
realizing
you've
what
gone
you
way,
have.
way beyond it.
I have gone way beyond it.
And is there any going back?
Well, the story of Icarus is true, and we're going to see. We're going to see what happens. I have to beat all of these cases, which I believe I'll do because I've done nothing wrong. The process is to punishment. And in the meantime, I'm just going to commentate on the society that we live in, as opposed to trying to change it very much. I'm just going to commentate on it and enjoy it for what it is. And this has been a very enlightening and interesting conversation. And I had a feeling Bonnie and I would agree on most things, because I think Bonnie lives in the real world. She's a realist. And when you're a realist, there's only one set of facts and circumstances.
Yeah.
And Bonnie's not sitting here trying to pour or push any delusions, which is actually quite refreshing, because most of the time, if you watch a man on a podcast with a woman, the women are completely delusional. If you watch whatever podcast, or you watch Fresh and Fit, or you watch these other podcasts I've done, you sit with a whole bunch of delusional women who just say delusional bullshit, saying they're 10 out of 10s and all this garbage. But you're very realistic, and it's very nice. And
See, even the people that are in sex work, they expect stuff. They're like, people should subscribe to me. They should pay for my sex tapes. I'm like, no, they've got to be interested. There's got to be a reason why they should pay for that. You should never expect anything. And too many women just expect things to fall on their plate.
Yeah, which is a symptom of society.
Yeah.
Because society has told women that, you know, they should get whatever they want without having to work too hard for it. And, you know, a lot of them have bought into that. Some of them are beautiful enough to pull it off. Some aren't. And the ones who aren't get upset and they march and talk about a bunch of bullshit. Like, you know, they need more wages or more money or patriarchy.
What should a woman that hasn't been born with overt beauty do then?
Well, she should find a man she loves with all of her heart, and she should encourage him to want to take care of her. I mean, the masculine imperative is to protect and provide for what we love. It's very easy to find a man who will take care of you and provide for you and protect you and give you what you want if you make him feel respected and loved. It's very easy to do. But if you refuse to make him feel respected and loved, you're never going to find what you want. And it doesn't matter how attractive you are, as long as you're realistic about the kind of partner you choose. If you're
nuclear plastic surgery is a thing nowadays as well.
Well, there you go. But if you're an average looking woman and you want a 10 out of 10 super famous, super rich man, you have to understand that you're never going to probably get what you want out of him. But if you're prepared to have an average man working an average job, you probably get the world out of him. He'll give you his very best. So a lot of it's down to expectations. And I think a lot of people instinctively know this, but we live in a world where nobody's ever happy and the grass is always greener. There's nothing more toxic and more destructive to the female mind than social media in general, not because of what Bonnie's doing. Actually, I would argue not because of what Bonnie's doing. I would argue if you look at a woman on TikTok and watch them, next time you see a girl on TikTok, I've seen them do it. They scroll past a guy giving her a Birkin, then a girl on a private jet with some guy with roses, then a G-Wagon full of roses, then a boat in Dubai. And women are sitting there with their boyfriends, their normal boyfriend with a normal job, going, why are these bitches getting all of this? And I'm not getting it. That woman's not even that pretty. I'm as pretty as her. I want all of this. And before you know it, she starts DMing me trying to get it.
Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry. Let me see what's it. Bonnie really cares about the men. Yeah, she does care about the men. She does. And she should, because this is her profession. This is her actual 9 to 5. if she doesn't cater to the male audience, what else does she have to offer? That's a question you should be asked, Big 89. She offers, and what she offers is a nut exploding experience. And a lot of men are down with that. And that's what she will deliver. Yeah, say more. All right. If you guys watching, make sure you hit the like button. Let me see what we're doing likes before we continue. Let me see. Let me take a look. Okay, look at the likes. Look like they're fair. As pop in, just give me a quick like. All right, let's go. Fairies.
That's what happens. So the world's completely fucked because social media is giving this grass is always greener garbage. And then the women who are with me are crying because they can't find a man who sits at home with them every night and watches Netflix. And the women who have a man who sits at home with them every night watching Netflix is crying because they can't find a man like me to pay for a fucking private jet. And everyone's fucking miserable and everyone's unhappy. And everyone's just chasing shit all over the place and nobody has any grounding anymore. And the grounding used to be from ignorance. You'd meet someone, you knew them, you only knew them, you didn't know the outside world. Even in my generation, when I was 21, I didn't know what Monaco was. I didn't know Monte Carlo. Dubai didn't exist. I didn't see Saint-Tropez. I didn't see any of this. If you're 21 now, you're sitting there, the woman you fell in love with in high school, she's in Monaco on a boat. You're working in fucking Greg's. And you're like, what the fuck? I need money now. Like the world's changed. Everything's complicated. Everything's difficult. So I would argue, even though I don't have the answers, the best thing we can do is start from a foundational base of truth and honesty, which is why I say I respect Bonnie for being truthful and honest. It's much better to be truthful and honest like she is than do what these other women are doing, which is pretend they love me to get some money and then cry rape when they don't get it. That's the true destructive society. The truly destructive female is not Bonnie Blue. It's the woman who cries rape because she doesn't get the money she wants. It's the woman who takes a man to divorce court and liquidates his empire because she's unhappy that he had a fling on a fucking holiday trip with his boys. Those are the toxic, destructive women. It's the women who belittle the man who goes to work every day to pay the rent, to pay for the house, and won't suck his dick, like Bonnie describes. When you want to have a man go out and work all day every day and give up his life, getting up early in the morning to carry bins around so that you can eat food, and when he comes home, you have no admiration or respect for him. That's destructive. Far more destructive than what Bonnie's doing. Because Bonnie's honest. And we should operate from a realm and a frame of honesty at all times.
Any agreement, disagreement, what he just said? Any takers? Because honesty goes a long way, especially you got like that. And lots of men today, if they have like that, they need to be honest. Because what do you have to lose? What? She might not give you no head. She might not give you no box. You have nothing to lose if you try and be honest out here. But, you know, like I said, a lot of men are desperate or cheap sex. So, yeah, let's go.
And that's why society's fucked.
Right now, we have a banking crisis, a potential.
I don't know. Make sure you guys hit the like button, share the stream. You know. Let me see what's going on, chat. Okay, we're good. I'm just waiting for this commercial. One other thing. What I was forgetting. Do you guys like the polls here on YouTube? I think the polls don't get enough attention when people post polls. I don't know if I'm the only one. I noticed that.
Life lesson, Bonnie.
I think it's just never believing in the government, never believing in the system. Just
fight the
what's
matrix.
looking out for yourself apart from yourself, and you can't be naive to it. You can't be stupid to it. And I guess for a while I fell into that.
So Andrew, if it's not about money, it's about power, then obviously there's no amount of money that would entice you to sleep with Bonnie. But what about all the power in the world? If you could have all the power in the world, 1-to-1 solo with Bonnie.
Would I fuck
tight heart and good blowjob?
Would I fuck Bonnie for all the power in the world?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Fuck yes, of course. I wouldn't fuck Bonnie for pleasure because I don't want to have sex for pleasure. I probably wouldn't fuck Bonnie to have a kid because I have a bunch of other women I can have kids with that have, with all due respect, less past. But if you were to give me some kind of incentive, like a genuine incentive, like I'm a full-grown fucking man. You tell me, well, will I use my dick for gain? Fuck yeah. You give me all the power in the world? Yeah. Probably money. 5-6 mil? What's that? Week's wages? Fuck it. All right, week's wages. Bro, I mean, I ain't gonna hate it. I may not like it. I may be thinking of something else at the time. I may be
You
busy
just
in my
working
head,
out.
but whatever. Who gives a fuck?
So he's just said for 5 or 6 mil. I mean, that you could blow up the internet together.
No, I never said it'd be on camera. That's a different level. That's a different pay grade. But I'm saying, like, Rob, you ask these questions and they always get me off on rants. I don't mean to rant so much, but men use their dick for power all the time. Why do men even want an attractive woman next to them? What does it give them?
Makes them feel good in front of other men, probably.
Gives them status. That's right. And how does a man keep a woman happy? One is financial, and one is protection, one's provision. The other one's sex. Women want the sex, not men. Women are more horny than guys. I don't know. If you're the kind of guy who's more horny than your wife, then your entire relationship's doomed to failure. Because in my experience, women want sex all the fucking time, and I don't want it. I'm busy. And they're always trying to get it. They're always trying to get sex at me. And I'm like, fucking no. I got other stuff to do. I'm not interested right now.
But maybe it's because they think that's what you want. They're like, fucking hell, the more I drink
No,
this
it's because
balls,
I'm
more
the
he's gonna be
fucking, it's
interested.
because the.
All right. Hold on. I think I got some. Wait, let me check. I think I got some, guys. Hold on. Might be wrong. Oh, yes. Oh, and this goes out to you, my friend.
They be knocking, y'all. The sonic rings up out of it and you.
I'd like to thank the person. Let me see who gave this. Hold on. Give me a second, guys. I'd like to thank what they call Big OE89 for your super chat. I appreciate, brother. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. And anybody else that wants to support the channel, y'all guys could support for super chat or cash app. I appreciate, bro. I mean, no message, all good love. Not knock you. Respect that. Respect that. All right, let's keep going. Fair use.
The dynamic in my relationships is what it should be, which is that I'm the tip of the spear. I'm the top of it.
You want them
and
to
they're
desire
chasing
you.
me all the time,
Yeah.
which is how it should be because I'm the prize, because I'm the world famous billionaire, not them. So they want sex out of me more than I want to give it to them.
So you don't care about their feelings.
It's not about the feelings. I'm saying that men will get a really pretty woman and say, I have to have sex with her good so that she wants to be with me. So men use their dick for gain all the time. And why do they want the really pretty woman? Well, they want the really pretty woman for status. So if you're telling me, would I have sex with Bonnie Blue for all the power in the world? Abso-fucking-lutely I would. Of course I would. I'd save the world. It'd be a benefit to humanity, a service
We're
to
society
the human
workers,
race.
community workers.
So of course I would. But would I have sex with Bonnie for pleasure? No. Would I have sex with Bonnie for nothing? No. But do I have sex with any woman for nothing or pleasure? No. Not really. I mean, maybe I'm just boring. I'm really not one of those guys who wakes up and goes, yeah, you need a sex. I don't give a fuck. Don't.
All right. Wait. And this one goes out for another person.
But they be knocking, y'all. The sonic rings up out of it and you.
All right. Thank you, my good friend and longtime support of the channel and also member of the channel, the one, Tevin King, 8931. He gives a $5 super chat and he writes, Andrew Tate is spot on this one. These no good heifers are using false allegations to ruin the men they can't manipulate or extortion for money. And you know the wicked thing about all that, Tevin? Only here in the West. I can't speak about outside the West, but Andrew lives in Europe. So he's having the same problems that we have here in America, right? Women do the same tactics. If they can't get what they want, they will manipulate you, and if manipulation work, and I mean manipulation does not work, they will go as far as go send Mr. Charlie on you and send them boys on you. And will send the law on you to extort your funds. Look at the celebrities right now that's getting extorted right now, as we speak, from Shannon Sharp. Who else? I can't name. If you guys can name some, please put in the chat room. But I can't name a few. So, but we're gonna move on. We're gonna keep going. But you get the point. These are people that are not willing to work hard like these other people did to work to hold on money. Matter of fact, look at B. Simone. And I never did a content on her. Like, I might have did some content about this chick, but from what I'm seeing right now, from the outside looking in, this bitch is broke. Or she is down the path of brokenness because she's complaining that she can't fund her little so-called little lifestyle if she has a real lifestyle. Because my thing is this, gentlemen. Men that is moving with character, moving with purpose, and using their money to the best of their ability don't have to worry about being broke. And how I say is because think about it. You as a man, whether you got the money or not, you know how life treats you, and you keep like pushing. You keep on striving. You keep on taking life as is, and appreciate that God has blessed you to still rise up in the day and keep pushing. These ladies don't see it that way, like the B. Simones. They go out there and use people, don't want to care about people, don't want to give, and always wants to take. And the end result, like Kevin Samuels said about what was going to happen to her, and there's a video out right now, a guy shared about Kevin talking about B. Simone, about this thing about she don't want to deal with a man working 9 to 5. Bitch, you're regretting those words right now because you need 9 to 5 right now to sponsor your little struggling lifestyle. Don't give me that crap. Anyhow, carry on. Fair use. And if you guys have any more questions, please hit the super chat or subscribe to the channel and post your questions here. Let's go.
Got other shit to do.
Bonnie, what's the most disruptive thing you've ever done?
Generally, I'm really innocent. I've not really done much.
So sleeping with 1,057 men in a day on an average, I worked out the average over a 12-hour shift, no breaks, 38 seconds. That's not disruptive?
No, that's good work ethic. There was nothing disruptive about it. I was on my back having orgasms. Day was coming. It was a fun, active day. Breeding day, really. So happy Father's Day, boys. But no, it wasn't disruptive. Me walking around shooting people up, disruptive. I'm not doing that. I mean, I'm taking their loads, but I'm not shooting up. And really, probably if I drove through London Bridge and ran people over, I'd probably get less press than me fucking 1,000 people.
True.
Society hide all the shit that's going off.
True.
As soon as it's a sex worker, because it's not really damaging news, but they push it out there because they don't want to show what's really happening.
See, she's based. She's based. They print about me negative every single day in the paper because of podcasts. They don't talk about the fact that the borders are open. We're being invaded by migrants with no passports. They don't talk about the drug problem. They don't talk about the stabbing problem. They don't talk about the fact that no one can pay the bills anymore. They don't talk about the inflation. They don't talk about the gang rapes. They don't talk about nothing. They talk about me and Bonnie. Why? To distract people from the real issues. She's right. You could literally get a semi-truck and run people over on Tower Bridge and get less press than what she's doing. And I could go out there and be a fucking heroin dealer and get less negative press than the podcasts I do. Because
we're the bad guys. We're the villains, apparently.
Clown world. It's clown world. Bonnie is the...
It's more than it's a clown world or you're a bad guy. You bring threat, meaning you're threatening the subconscious of people that's coming up, that come around, hear this information. Think about this. Why do you think the men that talk about this content get problems? Because you are infecting the minds and hearts of people that are not even young adults yet to start regurgitate talking points, actions, thought, thinking. Societies and systems don't like that because you have to think one way. And one way is to be a good slave. Am I wrong, guys? Am I wrong? Anyhow, let's keep going.
Result of the society that we've created. So I wish her the absolute best. I am proud of her for doing what she's doing. The only time I would be disappointed in what Bonnie's doing is if she was doing it for free. I'd be like, why the fuck are you not getting paid? That's dumb. Or two, if she starts waving across around and talking about God. Live with it to the end, get rich, and do it. Done.
The end, I think.
No, it's not the end. What's happening with Lily? You got hoe beef.
Not hoe beef, just a leech.
Is she?
Yeah.
I want to hear about the hoe beef. Women can't get along. I was curious. So it was like you were friends, and then what happened?
Well, I'll tell you the full story.
Cool.
We worked together. I invited her to Nottingham Freshers Week. I'm obsessed with 18-year-olds, fucking them, draining the virginities. I was like, hey, come along. She'd not done gangbangs before. And, you know, afterwards I did podcasts. I spoke about freshers. Like, oh, me and Lily did it together. We did.
Yep.
She straight away was like, oh, I don't know who Bonnie is. Yeah, I think I know her. And I was like, okay, well, that's weird because we've just done a gangbang together. I organised it. I paid for the shoot. I promoted it on my social media. I marketed it all.
Yep.
Okay, fine. I was like, hey, I really want to sleep with 1,000 people. I want to break a world record. A week later, she promotes on her social media. Hey, I want to sleep with 1,000 people. I was like, fuck, that was my mistake. I was naive and thought people could support one another. I thought you could share, this is what I'd like to do in my career. Turns out it's not always the case.
Would you say she was disloyal?
Yeah, I mean, she never needed to be loyal to me. It's the cleverest thing she's done.
Interesting. But before we continue, you know I gotta do this, people. I gotta do it again.
They be knocking, y'all. The sonic rings up out of it, and you.
Another super chat. My good friend Tevin King, the $10 super chat. I appreciate my brother. And he writes, the United States, Canada, and UK are all the same. Shannon Sharp, Russell Simmons, and a lot more. Look at P. Diddy. He's beating the RICO case. Cassie case should be dropped because she keeps going back and he's paid. You know, it's funny because I don't talk about P. Diddy much. I don't like P. Diddy, but we'll go there. In my opinion, if people looked at it, he's not really off the hook. He will do some time in jail. And let's be clear, gentlemen. We kind of advocate men like him doing this type of stuff out in the open to people. The reason why Sean Puffy Combs is getting now incarcerated and going to do time in jail is because he ruffled the wrong people. How I know, I was going to come out with a video highlighting the things that other content creators were covering about this. And one of the few things for you, if you keep in mind, that PD wanted to have his own liquor brand and want to sell his own independent liquor brand without any third party that was giving him money upwards in the millions for the last 7, 8, 10 years. And because he wanted to compete on a more global market, he kind of poked the wrong bear, for lack of better words. So what has happened, the bear bought back in regards to, you know, using that system to get at him. Because let's be honest. Everybody know that Sean Diddy Combs is a freak. He been doing these parties, doing these weirdo stuff for a long time. No one did said nothing about it. Why said now is the issue now in the last 2 years or a year and a half when they had the feds go and raid his stuff. I'll tell you why, because he poked the wrong bear and the bear bite back, actually. So let that sink in, gentlemen. But thank you for your super chat, Tevin. And one thing, Russell Simmons has to come back to the United States next year to present himself on trial because his once wife stole money from him with his so-called white boyfriend or husband that Kamala Lee has done, stole Russell's money, and he's suing his wife for stealing his money in regards to some fraud, stock market wise. That's all I can remember. That's all I'm gonna say. You guys go look up. So if Russell's not careful, if he comes back to the United States, they're gonna ping him. But that's not a story. Anyhow, let's keep going. Fairies.
Just fucking reeled you in, hook, line, and sinker.
Women are never loyal to anything but how they feel. She cared more about feeling important than she cared about her friendship with you. Even though it was your ideas, even though it was your money, even though you set it up, her feelings, her ego mattered more than her friendship to you. And it matters more than anything else because women are only ever loyal to how they feel. You will never find loyalty out of a woman, whether you're a man or a woman. Women have no ability to be loyal to anything but their feelings.
But
that's why
they don't have brains. That's the issue. They can't think of their own ideas. Everyone has to leech onto me. You find, for example, I said multiple other creators do what I do, but they don't get banned because they don't have enough brain cells to promote themselves like I do. I'm not the only person that claimed to sleep with people. I'm not the only person that's claimed to have done what I've done. Yeah, you don't see them in the press. You might the odd time, but not much, because they don't have the brains I do.
Are we at the end now?
Oh, if you ever get, put in jail, can I be your pen pal?
Yeah, write to me.
Yeah.
It'd be fun.
I'll write to you and come.
Yep.
Oh my God. You can't. Where's Kevin at, man? I gotta play it. I gotta play it. Yeah, I know what I'm about to play. You can't make it up.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up! God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
I tell you, Bonnie Blue is the most gift that keeps on giving. Farious.
I'll be nice though. I'll
Bonnie,
sneak some
you do
virgin
so,
pants
You
in
do
there.
so well, Bonnie. And then a normal pen will do just fine. But I would very much enjoy your letters. Yeah, for you to keep me updated on the outside world. Sure, I would very much enjoy your letters, and
Okay.
I wish you the absolute best in your career.
Thanks.
And I do think this cancellation will end up being the best thing for you, because it was
Yeah.
one of the best things for me in the end.
It's a massive
I
lesson
achieved it.
learned, and that's what I've taken from this
Yeah.
already. It's like okay, why did I allow so many people to control me? Why did I someone else try and say what I can and can't do? Like, I'm the one in control, and that was my mistake.
You have looked at the chessboard
Mm.
of the society that has been built off the back of simps and feminism,
Yeah.
and you have found the best move that allows you to win the game. And I wish you absolute best with your career.
One question: why do you always do the pussy emoji?
Is that pussy?
I'd say so.
Nah, it's not pussy. It's channeling my chi. It's
Oh, maybe I
gathering
should
my
walk around doing
powers.
this, Dan.
Maybe you should do lots of things, Bonnie. I don't know, but
This woman's a real freak. I swear, if I ever put a adult star on my channel, man, I tell you, man, if I'm able to find one of these chicks that's in the business, I don't know if you guys gonna watch it personally. I don't know if I gotta put it for the public. I might have to put it as members only. I don't know. I gotta think about that one. But wait, how she's carrying on? Shit. Anyhow, furious.
Maybe we'll go skiing.
no, I don't think so.
Paris with your brother?
No, I don't think so. Unless I get all the power in the world, I think I'm going to stay boring.
I can
and
give you a tight
uninteresting.
pussy and good blowjob
I'm
skills.
sure you could. And if I ever wake up and I really desire it, I'll ask you.
Okay.
And I have a feeling.
Make sure that Birkin's ready.
I have a feeling you'll probably come and say yes. But I'm okay for now. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll respect your consent.
Thank you.
So, Andrew, do you think Bonnie is a man?
No.
Do you think transvestite?
No, she's clearly not a transvestite.
You tweeted about it.
She may as well be.
Why?
But you tweeted about it.
No, I said I'd ask, but I already know the answer. The answer is no. Bonnie is not trans, I can tell, but she may as well be.
Why?
I mean, if you were a transsexual,
Yeah.
would the men fucking you be any less gay? I mean, no kid's going to come anyway. There's going to be jizz anywhere and everywhere.
You get me excited.
I mean, does it matter at this point?
Well, you
asking
tweeted about it.
No, I knew the answer. I knew she wasn't. But my point is
But
that
how
she was,
gullible are people, though? It
If you
shows
were-
how stupid people are. Like, instantly people believe it. They're like, fuck, she must be trans. It's like, how stupid are
Yeah.
people? Like, I have got multiple videos online. I've fucked thousands of people. Have any of them come forward and go, fuck me, that was a dick pushed inside? No.
Yeah, you clearly weren't, and people are stupid. But my point is, if she was, I don't think the sex that is happening at these events would be any more or less gay. I don't think it changes anything. No children are going to come out of it, and there's semen everywhere. So it'd just be one more dick in the room. I mean, 1,057, 1,058, like who really gives a shit at this point? It doesn't really matter, does it? She ain't going to get pregnant, and so who cares? She may as well be. She could be. Who knows?
So, Bonnie Blue, what about Greta Thunberg next time?
What about her?
Face off with Greta Thunberg. I mean,
Me
it
and-
sounds like you got some newfound respect for her.
No, I mean, Greta was always a champion of causes, and a broken clock is right twice a day. She championed bullshit. Now she's championing something good. Hopefully she doesn't champion bullshit again afterwards. I did see her championing something to do with Western Algeria, some regional conflict in Western Algeria that I didn't even hear of, some weird group. So she manages to find the strangest conflicts on earth to stick up for. But she got one right. Congratulations. Let's hope the next one isn't stupid.
but it looked like you had a bit more respect for her.
Well, I thought you were talking about Greta Thunberg on OnlyFans and a gangbang for a second. I was like, what the fuck? I thought
that would be quite interesting.
I thought you were talking about getting me and Greta. You confused me.
I think you confused yourself, Andrew, because there was nothing coming from me about that energy.
Yeah, it must be my thoughts. It must be.
Maybe I should start wearing weird t-shirts and I'll be more your type. Cut my hair a bit shorter.
Would you like literally do anything to sleep with Andrew? It feels like you would.
No, like I would definitely fuck him, but
it feels like
I'm
you
not going to
do
go and get a
anything.
rape charge.
But you can't fuck me because I fuck you. You can't fuck me. I don't know.
Your search
I
history,
fuck you.
Your search history is a lot of pegging, so maybe I could fuck you.
My search history is a lot of pegging.
Pegging. I would put a strap on and fuck you in the ass.
I don't think you would.
All right, Bonnie, you're going a little too deep, Bonnie. Stop it. Stop it. No man want to respect that. You tell me you want to peg somebody. I also know you go far left for that. Yeah, that's not gonna be accepted. Yeah, no man should get pegged. You know. Avoid those ladies that want to peg you, gentlemen. It's not a good look. All right, let's go.
And I don't understand women who think that they
if it came with a Birkin.
I don't think when women say they fucked the man, that's actually a weird societal thing I've noticed. Not just you, but lots of women do that. They go, yeah, I fucked him. No, you were fucked by him. Women talk like they did the job on the guy when it's the guy who did the job on them. Have you noticed that? This is a modern phenomenon. This never used to happen 5-6 years ago. The man would say, yeah, I fucked her, or yeah, he slept with me. But now it's like, I fucked him. Like they're
doing
that's
her
action.
Job. That's her
but when I think
that is her profession. But lots of women say this in general, and it's something I've noticed before, and I've said to women before in general conversation. I'm like, no, you didn't fuck him. He fucked you.
If I'm thinking of, I fucked him, I'm thinking of him lying there, me doing a lot of riding, a lot of the work. If I'm thinking of getting fucked, I'm thinking in doggy and you plow in the back of me. Do you know what I mean? Like if I think of me doing the work, then I think of I fucked him.
Yeah.
But if it's more like he's fucking me, then it's like, I'm being more of a pillow princess.
That makes sense. I understand it, but it's just a weird language thing I've noticed that women say now. And I think that it's actually a symptom of the society we live in where women somehow are becoming more masculinated. It's just something I've noticed women do that they never used to do. I'm an old man, I'm 38, but women never used to say that. Now they say it quite openly and honestly as if they've achieved something. Men used to go out there and sleep with women and brag about sleeping with girls. But now girls go and brag about sleeping with men like they pulled off something that was difficult to do. When the truth is any woman can go out and get drunk and sleep with anyone. It's not difficult, but they talk about it like they've achieved something.
Yeah.
And they say they fucked him as opposed to being fucked by him. It's interesting. We could analyze the language and we could extrapolate how that applies to the mentality of the sexual encounter and how that would apply to society by and large. And we could talk about it for hours, but I think most people understand the point I'm making. And the point I'm making is that women have completely changed their attitudes towards sex because they no longer see themselves as giving anything to the man as opposed to they are now taking from the man. And,
do you see that about your 1057? You took their sex. I mean, I think you've said it, haven't you?
Yeah, I don't really know, to be honest. I just said, look, hey guys, I'm open to the public. I don't think too much into it. It was, we had sex. If you want to call it, I fucked them, they fucked me. Some of them wanted to fuck me. Others laid there so stiff, they was virgins and didn't know what to do with it. So I rode them and I took control. Each sexual encounter is different. I don't care how it's worded. I just loved it and was so fucking wet. So that was the day.
That was the day.
But Bonnie's a unique individual with a unique set of talents. But by and large,
sounds like a gangster movie, a unique set of skills.
She is, yeah. She's taken. But that went over your head because that was such a really.
All right, guys. We can go get 3 more support. You know, any donation would matter. Please support the channel. Questions, you know, if you want to ask your questions, super chat we prefer. Or if you want to ask your normal questions, you got to subscribe to the channel. You know how it goes. Support the channel.
My money.
I told you.
Where is my money?
Betty. Bring me everyone.
I need my money. I need my money.
What do you mean everyone?
Everyone!
Yeah, so please support the channel. Like always, let us continue.
Taken. Get it?
Yeah.
But
I still don't get it.
But by and large, when women are saying they fucked the man, And when society changes to the point where that becomes the normal lexicon, the normal language, when women are saying they fucked the man as opposed to being fucked by the man, women mentality has changed from giving themselves to the man to extracting from the man. And you can apply that to the financials, of course, but you can also apply that to the emotionality and to the entire relationship as a whole. It's a symbol of the masculinization of women, basically, when women say they fucked the guy, when really it's the other way around. Women used to see it as I gave myself to him. Women don't see that anymore. And you can apply that to relationships and society, and you can apply that to everything. You can extrapolate that out, of course.
So what's this about you having a sex demon inside you, Bonnie?
Well, apparently I've got soulless eyes. What do you think? And wait, sorry, I picture this. Me on my knees looking up to you. Tell me if they're soulless, or tell me if you're hard.
Do you have a soul?
Yeah.
When's the last time you cried?
A long time ago.
I could say the same, so I have to be careful. But I'm a man, you know. I don't think you're soulless, no. I think that I don't think you have a sex demon inside of you either. I think you've made a very conscious decision, and I think you have separated your emotions from the logical side of your brain so that you can win in the logical realm, which is actually quite a masculine thing to do by and large. Men often ignore their emotions to win.
Yeah.
I think that's all you've done. And I do that every day. Most men do that every day, to ignore their emotions to win. Men give up their bodies all day long. I give up my body fighting. I risked my body fighting to make money. Men risk their bodies on building sites and risk their bodies at war.
Yeah.
Men give up their bodies all day long for financial gain and a lot less money than you're making.
Mm-hmm.
And they hide their emotions to do it. You go to war, in a trench, you're a soldier, you have to hide your emotions to do it, and you're risking your body to get paid or to do something that you believe you need to do for whatever reason. That's all you've done. I don't think it's a demon of any kind. I think it's just a very masculine mindset. And when a woman adopts a masculine mindset, it's quite strange to be observed from the outside world. They're like, wow, she's thinking like a man. It's kind of weird.
Well, I'm glad you think I'm not soulless. Otherwise, I'd say you're going to have to put soul in me. So.
For all the power in the world, perhaps.
Imagine how powerful our baby would be. My mindset, your mindset.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know if it was yours, though, would you?
Well, that's the problem. Paternity must be guaranteed. You know, there's some things that we can trick with modern science, and DNA test is one of them. There's many things you can trick with modern science, but you can't override the evolutionary instincts that we have.
Yeah, man. They might produce a powerful baby. They might. Let's keep going.
And the evolutionary instincts for the man is to ensure paternity. That's the biggest instinct. There's nothing a man wants more than making sure that kid is his.
So when was the last time you cried?
I actually can't remember. Like maybe when my granddad died.
And did you ask, because that's the sense of how masculine a female is?
Well, I think it can be a pretty good measure. I mean, I know women who cry all day over nothing.
I'm just not a wet wipe.
Exactly.
Like if something goes wrong, on my OnlyFans, you know, I heard that. I was like, okay, well, fuck, what am I going to do? What's my next steps? What are my options? I didn't sit there and go, oh, I'm just going to cry and think the whole world's against me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the world can be against you, but what the fuck are you going to do about it?
That's right. She's very logical, which is a masculine mindset.
I think when I think of my life and the way things, I plan it out. I don't sit there and complain. I think of a solution.
If you put a men's mind into women, loads of them would be doing what Bonnie's doing.
They'd be successful.
Loads of men would do what Bonnie's doing. And if you had a masculine mind in a woman's body, loads of them would do that.
It's easy work to a certain degree. We weren't put on this world to struggle. We wasn't put, when you get to an old age or when you're about to die, you don't go, well done, you get a medal because you took the long path. You struggled in life. No, it's the same. You reflect on memories, the life you've had, the life you've created. I'll get there and think, joke's on you, because I didn't have to do years and years on a building site. I didn't have to do a customer service job and then listen to a guy that barely still paid my bills. Like, I get to live a life that I want. So it's as simple as that.
When was the last time you cried, Andrew?
I'm not sure what the importance of why I asked that question when last time you cried. I mean, it doesn't really matter why somebody cry in a while. I mean, what is the moderator getting at asking that question? That's like me asking you guys that's watching this video. And I got a few people watching, not much. I got people on off watching the stream. If I ask you a direct question, when last time you cried, what answer you give me? Let's be fair. Let's be honest. Look for hearing y'all in the chat room. Let's go.
I can't remember. Honestly, I can't remember. Maybe when my father died, but I don't think I really cried. Like tears will run down my face, but I will not cry. I'm not a crier. Maybe a tear will come, but my face is the same. That's my famous saying from jail because it happened in jail as well. But no, I don't think. I'm not a crier because crying in and of itself is an action, and I think it's a pointless action. If I'm going to take action,
it's quite time consuming.
It is, yeah. If I'm going to take action, I'm going to take action against the problem if possible. I'm not going to sit there and just feel sorry for myself. And I don't ever frame myself as a victim in anything. If something bad happens to me, I blame myself. So it's very easy to not cry when you don't see yourself as a victim. People are often crying when they think they're the victim. Women will start an argument with you, and then when you're tired of her shit, she'll cry because she thinks she's a victim of something, when really it's her because she's a big mouth. She started off.
So I don't mind people if they're emotional as long as they're doing something about it. If you're crying about the same shit on repeat, I'm not going to talk to you. Whereas, yeah, you can be emotional, you can be a bit more, tearful, but as long as you're thinking of a solution or you're thinking of a way to change it, I'll sit and listen to you.
Bonnie Blue has a stronger mindset than 98% of men out here nowadays. So
probably because I've got so much men DNA inside of me.
Perhaps that might be why.
Has she surprised you?
I knew she'd be pretty logical. I knew she'd be pretty based. Of course, you have to be to do the kind of things she's doing. To sit, it's a very based decision. It's a very logical decision to come to the conclusion I came to about the stealing. To say, well, if I'm going to do horse shit, I may as well do horse shit at the top level. If I'm going to steal a chocolate bar, I may as well steal from Wall Street. Stealing is stealing. Being a whore is being a whore.
Yeah.
If I'm going to fuck men, and most women do, if I'm going to go to Magaluf or go on holiday or go to Ibiza, if I'm going to take drugs, if I'm going to fuck men, if I'm going to have all these different boyfriends, if I'm going to fuck men, I may as well get paid. Now, 99% of women fuck men. There are very few women who have had less than 2 or 3 men in their entire lives. Those women, fine, they're allowed an opinion. But most women who have had 6, 7, 8 boyfriends who they all met in fucking the club when they were doing Jägermeisters and they stay together 2 years and they break up and then they get another guy for 6 months. Then they break up. Then they have a holiday fling, a holiday romance in Tulum. Then they break up. Any woman who's done that shit is no better than Bonnie. So it's a very logical decision to sit here and go, well, I'm going to fuck men, so I may as well be the best at it and get paid for it. That's a logical decision. So I knew that she'd be pretty based. And most women who are watching this, or most women who have an opinion on her, are no better than her morality from a morality perspective at all. They're no better than you at all. They're just not as good at it.
If it was people that I looked at and was like, wow, they live an amazing life. They're
nuns can
the world.
complain, but until then, it is what it is.
The people that give me hate, like I said, you click on the bio, it's a stay-at-home mom of 2, and I think, what's your fucking issue?
Has Andrew surprised you in any way?
No, because obviously prior to this, I looked at some of his stuff and I was like, you know what, I'm actually going to agree with this guy. I'm actually, all of his points, when I've disagreed prior, it's because I've listened to it out of context. When you put it in context, I'm like, yeah, I agree with that. And there's not much I disagree with. I wish I could because I'm a good debater, but there's not much I disagree with.
Join the bruv party. Let's get Bonnie into politics. Let's do it. Why not, Rob? We may as well, let's enjoy the simulation.
What's this I see here? I cry when I see the electric bill. Pretty high. Yeah, I know. I know the feeling. Razzie.
For what it is. You want to join my political movement? We'll get Bonnie Blue, we'll get you, we'll get me.
I'm blonde and suck dick. I don't have a comment on politics.
That's perfect. That's exactly the kind of woman we need in politics. Don't vote, girls. Suck dick. That's exactly. Then we can fix the country.
That is a good motto.
Think about it.
You still want to fix the UK? Your heart's still there?
If you stop the women voting, it'd be pretty easy to do.
Which is not going to happen.
Bonnie's going to make sure that happens. She's going to convince them to do something else. See? Got to think outside the box. We're going to get it done, Rob. Don't give up.
Think outside the glass box.
Do you want to talk about that? I know you stayed away from that. Do you?
I mean, yeah, basically, in a nutshell, I wanted to be in a glass box, tied up and fucked by the public for 24 hours, and it put the world in meltdown.
We live in clown world. And I just enjoy the circus. I want Bonnie in Parliament. That's it now, Rob. It's the circus now. We live in a clown world. Can't be fixed. I'm here for the fun. You know, I'm in it for the lulz. That's what I'm in it for. So,
we can watch the world burn and laugh.
Yeah.
Laugh and wank at the same
I tried
time.
to fix it and they put me in jail. So fuck them.
All right. That was good. That was perfect. That was good. I like that. You guys have any questions? Post your question now. I'm gonna read some questions. Let me see how I'm gonna do this. Yeah, I'll probably do this. Make things easier. All right. As I'm doing this, hit like stream sorry, hit the like. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. For the last whatever minutes left we have on here, I'm going to start taking questions. See if I can answer these questions for the last few minutes. Let's see. Why does if and make sure you put a question mark so I know it's a question. Why does it feel she wants to marry Andrew Tate? I'll tell you why, because Andrew Tate is filthy rich. That's why she feels like that. Matter of fact, I think the moderator of the show made it possible for Bonnie Blue to have the conversation with Andrew Tate because she wants to hopefully have the possibility of not only having his baby, but to be filthy rich. Remember, most women nowadays, regardless Bonnie Blue, and let me check what her net worth is since she's been doing OnlyFans. Let's see. There should be a net worth of this chick. Give me a second. Hold on. Let me do this. All right, let me check. I'm gonna scroll down. Hold on. Oh wow. Okay. What is let's see what I come up with. And keep the questions coming, guys. On a few minutes. I could be here long. It says here that Bonnie Blue's net worth of this year, and it's okay. Let me go. Her net worth is between 3 million to 43 million United States dollars. It's a lot. The variation stems from different reports of her monthly earnings on OnlyFans. Her primary income source and additional revenue from merchandise, endorsements, and investments. Now, I'm not sure what type of merchandise he sells, but that's another question. Below is a breakdown based on available data. Low-end estimate, 3 million reports by Sun and Tap accumulating through OnlyFans since 2023. This figure aligns with her earlier earnings of $10,000 in her first month and subsequently growth of $300K and $600K monthly during 2024 Universal Tour. 3.8 million in City Collab estimates her net worth of 3.8 million based on monthly earnings of $756,000 from OnlyFans subscriptions, contents, and merchandise. 4 million. The famous wealth.com cites 4 million factoring in her OnlyFans earnings and prior to her cam girl works at 5,000 weekly initially. Mid-range estimate 5 million. Celebrity net worth that reports 5 million based on monthly earnings up to 815,000 per only cut before her June 2025 ban from platforms. What is this? I don't know. They didn't give detail what platform she was banned. So next one, 10 million. SKJBoldwoodNews.com estimates a 10 million emphasis of her viral stunts and OnlyFans income. Okay. High-end estimates. 43 million. FinanceMonthly.com claims 43 million drives from reports monthly earnings of up to 2.5 million, analyzing to 25.2 million plus investments and assets like a custom Ferrari, 458 Liberty walks with a Lamborghini. This figure is echoing of an ex post, but a considered less reliable due to its outlet status and lack of detailed corroboration. The key details, and before I continue, let me make sure no one has any other questions. Okay, so it looks like you guys have no questions. So after this, I probably will call this an end. Key details. The primary income, Bonnie Blue, born Tia Belgert in 1999 in Nottinghamshire, England, or Nottinghamshire, England, earned the bulk of her wealth through OnlyFans, starting in 2023 after transitioning from recruitment, and cam work. Her report monthly earnings range from $300K to $2.5 million, with a peak during viral stunts like her January 2025 claim of sleeping with 1,057 men in 12 hours. Other revenues. She earns from merchandise and brand endorsements, and her company's Bonnie Blue Ltd., which likely managed investments, her car collection, Ferrari, Lamborghini, and real estate holding contributions to her wealth. Controversial and bans. Bonnie was banned from OnlyFans in June 2025 for violating content policy with extreme challenges. Planned petting zoo events. Before the ban, her earnings were significant with estimates of $650K. That's roughly of $1.68 million monthly after OnlyFans 20% cut. Okay. I think it's called discrepancies or discrepancies. The $43 million estate seems inflated as assumed consistent $2.1 million monthly earnings, which she only recently claims on podcasts. More conservative estimates, 3 to 10 million, align better with her 2-year OnlyFans career and verified earnings of $300,815 monthly. Ex-post sites of 43 million lack primary source verifications and may reflect hype. Most likely estimates. Given that the data, Bonnie Blue net worth is likely 3 to 10 million as of June 2025. The 3 to 5 million range is supposed to be multiple source and align with her report earnings of $300K to $815,000 monthly over 2 years, plus additional ventures of 43 million figures in or as an outer, like exaggerate due to analyzing peak earnings and unverified ex-posts. Source reliability estates from the Sun's CelebrityNetWorth.com. As the city collab are more grounded using public statements and industry data, finance monthly 43 million figures is less credible without details finance breakdown. Context. Her wealth reflects the attention economy where viral stunts drive subscriptions. However, her OnlyFans ban may impact future earnings unless she shifts to other platforms. X sentiments post on X inflating her net worth 43 million is critique or praise her success. Often compare her to figures like Andrew Tate. These claims are speculative and not what they call authoritative. All right, and I'm not going anymore because that was pretty long, and I'm not sure you guys liked it. He writes, did they say she caught something during his last event? She did. No, I don't think nothing confirms that. And let me take this down because we haven't reached the goal. I don't know if we're going to reach our goal because we need like 3 more donations to reach the goal. Unfortunately, and if I gotten it, I probably would drop the link for people to come up and ask more questions on the panel, but I guess we don't got more donations, so I'm not going to do that. Did they say she caught something? All right. Isn't Andrew still going to jail? I'm not sure Andrew's going to jail. It looks like he's out in the open. So anybody say he's going to jail? I mean, can anybody verify that? Just saying. I'm just saying. Let me see what else is on the net now. Just looking around. All right. Okay, so I guess that's pretty much it, Sky. That's pretty much it. No one else has anything else to say on this subject matter. You are the viewers. You guys, ones that dictate how the show goes. And let me check if any are super cash apps I got. Let me just look right now. Nope. Nope, that's it. No, nobody else Cash App. So that's pretty much it. I'm looking forward to y'all reactions and y'all thoughts in the comment section of this one. This was more the raw version of part 2. The other version was more cleaner, allegedly. But like I said, this is a good back and forth between Bonnie Blue and Andrew Tate. I'm not sure what you guys view or think that who really had the upper hands on this conversation. Do you agree with this? Do you agree of anything that was discussed between the two? I want to look forward to hearing y'all in the comment section below. The links to follow me are below, are in the description. You can follow me on Twitter at ChaosRain7. You can add me as a friend on Facebook, Eric Ray on Facebook. You can also join my Discord service as well. And follow me on Rumble, CRain23 on Rumble. My Rumble handler is let me see. Matter of fact, let me put my Rumble handler for those that don't know. For those who make it this far, where's my Rumble? Where is it? All right. This is me on Rumble. So please follow me on Rumble. I'm trying to grow that following so I could do some streams over there. I want to do some real raw content on Rumble, but you know, I need some more followers, which I hope y'all could probably make it possible. All right. And last but not least, become a member of the Chaos Rain Show as well. Membership has perks. That's it for me. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe to this channel. Until next time, guys. I mean, till next time. And you know how I go. Let the chaos reign.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. And fuck all you hoes. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. And fuck all you. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do. And fuck all you hoes.
They like the chaos.
They like the chaos. So when you're able to
The chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
The chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
The chaos
let that chaos reign with,
must reign.